When's the best time to buy a home? Well, you're not alone. That's actually a really good question. And a lot of home buyers are asking. Here's the real answer. The best time to buy is when you're financially ready and when the monthly payment's comfortable, something you can afford, and most importantly, you've got time enough to stay in that home. You're not planning to move, and you're going to let time work in your favor. It's honestly, it's not when the rates are perfect, because they're never going to be perfect. It's not when the news market says that, oh, it's a great time to buy, and it's not when some cousin or uncle or something tells you, hey, the market's going to crash, you can get a real deal. Just wait for it. It's never the right thing. So it's really the most important thing. It's when you're ready, when you want to buy a home. That's when it's time to buy. I don't recommend selling when it's not time to sell, and I don't recommend buying if you're not ready to buy. So a lot of buyers get stuck trying to time the market, and they're trying to time it perfectly so that they get the best cost and they get the best outcome. But honestly, while they're waiting for prices to fall, then rates can move up. And while they're waiting for the rates to fall, the prices can rise. And they're waiting for everything to line up just right. And while they're doing that, they're still renting and they're still sitting on the sidelines and they're still missing the market. And in one way or another, they're not helping themselves financially, because sitting on the sidelines and waiting for either rates to fall or for the market to go up or down or whatever it's supposed to do for them that they think is going to make it perfect, they're missing out. They're not building equity in their home. They're not building equity in themselves, and they're giving money to some landlord that's building equity and getting their retirement set up. The reality is there's rarely a perfect market, and there's rarely a perfect time to buy. It's just different markets with different trade-offs, and so you've got to look at those trade-offs and decide what it is that you want. Sometimes rates are going to be higher, and there's going to be less competition. That's one trade-off. And then sometimes rates are going to be lower, but the buyers are going to come flooding back in and the prices are going to get pushed up, and you're going to have a lot of competition like we did in the 2021, 22, 2020, in that time period during COVID. My goodness, there was such a battle for homes. It was ridiculous, and people were paying ridiculous prices. So that's not necessarily a good time unless you absolutely needed to sell and buy, I should say. Sometimes people are going to wait for inventory to improve, and markets are going to have improved inventory. It's going to be a good time to buy, but that may not be your timing. Sometimes the market just tightens up, and it's hard to buy a home when you want to buy it. But timing it out is not easy. No, the better question really is not, can I perfectly time the market? The best question is going to be, can I comfortably afford this home now? Does this purchase make sense for me and my life, and can I hold this home for the next 7 to 10 years? That's really important, because at some point, most people sell their homes in about 7 to 10 years after living in them. A lot of people say this is going to be my forever home, but they usually aren't. They usually sell statistically in 7 to 10 years. So if you do hold for that long a time frame, you're more than likely going to get some equity in the home and be able to sell it with the little equity. You may break even, but you're not likely to go down. So that's great. All right. Well, real estate is usually where people win. They win with their finances. It's where most people make their money in life. And if you buy a home you can truly afford, well, and you hold it long enough, the short-term market noise really doesn't matter. It's all about the long term. That's why so many experienced people in real estate keep coming back to the same idea. You don't win by perfectly timing the real estate market. You win by buying wisely and giving it time. And what they mean by buying wisely is when you go to sell your home, where you really make your money is when you buy your home. So if you buy it at a good price, you get it the best price you can. You can't get the perfect price, but if you get a good deal on your home, when you go to sell it, you're going to be buying wisely so that someday down the road you sell it and you'll get a better profit. Yeah. So why does this matter so much in the Sarasota area? Because buyers who sit around waiting for the perfect home often miss the market. We see that a lot. We see people sitting on the sidelines. We have people that are in our database, as you say. They're sitting and waiting for the market, and while they've been waiting, either interest rates have gone up or they haven't moved, or home values have gone up, because home values almost always go up. They're getting a little better right now. They're shrinking back a little bit, but it doesn't mean that the home value is not going to go back up. And people are not going to time the market they're going to miss it probably. There's going to be a rare few that get it right, and those are going to be the people that brag, but most people don't talk about that because they didn't, right? So, trying to time the market. If you're looking for that perfect moment, like, trying to time it out to get the best deal, you're probably going to miss out on a builder incentive. If you wanted a new construction home, you're probably going to miss out on a lower home price. You might miss out on the neighborhood you wanted to live in because that there's no homes available now. If you had one in mind that you saw and it was ready, maybe now's the time to get it. And so really, when's the best time to buy? It's when you're ready. The best time to buy is when the payment works and when the home fits your needs and when you can hold it long enough to ride out those ups and downs in the market. Really, you need to be able to hold it for 7 to 10 years. We're seeing people that are trying to sell right now after it's 2026 and they bought their home in 2020, 2021. They need to hold their homes a little longer because the market's just not bearing out what they were hoping to get for their home. So what's the answer? The answer is it's not perfect timing. It's not guesswork, and it's not gambling on headlines. The real answer to buying a home is buy it when you're ready and make sure it's affordable for you and buy it in your time when you need to buy it. That's the right time to buy a home. All right, I hope this helped. Everybody's got a different situation and a different need for buying a home. I've been helping folks for a long time. I'm John Butigards. My number is 941-960-8844, and I can help you out. We've also got a relocation guide if you'd like to look at that. And anybody that sits down with us and has a consultation, we always provide them with an even better relocation guide with more details. And we've got so much to offer. All right, hope to talk to you soon. And if you like this video, watch another one. Click the like button, that helps me out, or subscribe, that would be even better. Okay, thanks. Bye.